But I would just say that we built, and there's always been a certain standard around here, but with this team this year, it was clear that we can win ball games. We competed, unselfish, and we did what we needed to do. Then at the deadline, even though Tyler and myself were out, we added 3 very, very good pieces in Solo, Dre, and Jay. And you tell me, what are we missing, truly? I mean that. Now, we have work to do. There's no doubt about it. Our defense has to be sharp. We have to continue to share the ball, but we're going to put the ball in the bucket. And overall, we just have to continue to improve our game and get to a championship level. So I think that we have an immense amount of talent, but it's going to take day by day, scrimmage by scrimmage, and then those 8 games to really get us focused and understanding of what our version of championship basketball looks like. And we're willing to do that because we have guys that are unselfish and that want to win. There's one answer. It's Bam. That's what it is. You talk about a young player who's developing into a superstar, right? I mean, right in front of our eyes. Obviously I was in Portland and I was wondering, okay, well, what is he capable of? And to be completely truthful, and I've said this to Bam before, I thought he was an incredibly athletic player, gifted on the defensive end and can finish around the rim. We all now know that that is the truth, but there's just so much more. And it just blows my mind. Number one, how talented he is, but how far he's come just in this season alone. He handles the ball. His court vision is incredible. His rebounding, everything that Bam does, and he has that next level mentality on both ends of the floor that allow not only himself to excel, but that helps our team. I think back to even the block in Milwaukee, for example. The fact that he chased down Bledsoe and read the play and just went and got it, that won us the game. But most improved, honestly, can go a few different ways. But I really think, similar to other awards, winning has a lot to do with it, in my opinion, and also playing on both sides of the ball. And Bam is so impactful that, to me, there are a couple other guys that I think are in the conversation, but I truly believe that Bam Adebayo is the most improved player and well-deserving of it. No question. Again, there are a ton of young, talented players and players that have made jumps from last year to this year. And Duncan also, like you have just mentioned, is one of them. What I knew of Duncan was just a shooter, and that's what he is, but he's more than that, truly. Duncan this year has worked so damn hard, watching film, listening to Spo and the staff and the rest of us players, when it comes to defensive intangibles and being, more of a well-rounded player. And he's always wanted to be that, but it's honestly incredibly impressive how impactful he's been this year, not only with his shooting and his confidence, but everything. He's just continually putting in the time, pre-practice and post-practice, getting better. And, again, it's really cool to see what you're talking about, which is multiple guys in the conversation. I mean, look, we had 6 guys at All-Star. That's insane. Or 5, whatever it was. I think it's doing things better, but the most important word, make no mistake about it, is consistency on that end of the floor. It has to be between both units. It has to be between whichever players are on the floor, if it's mixed and matched. We, again, as I mentioned earlier, we have players that check every box. You want shooting, we got it. You need an on-ball defender, you got it. You need somebody who can roam off the ball and make plays, we got it. So, I think consistency is a big, big key for us. And, again, I keep reiterating, as I mentioned earlier, but we have guys that want to win, smart players, players that can play on both sides of the ball, and kind of Spo calls them Swiss Army knives. I mean, think about a lineup of Jimmy, Derek, Bam, Jay, and Andre. I mean, I'm pretty sure I think that lineup very well may have been out there quite a few times after the All-Star break. We just have so much, and now it's just honing in and really fine-tuning these details on both ends to understand exactly where we're going to be on the offensive end. What can we expect? If I hear this voice, I'm already thinking, boom, that's got to be a switch, probably. If they hear my voice, I'm probably in a drop coverage, but I'm directing the defense. If they hear Bam, that very well could be a switch, because Bam is incredibly athletic and can stay in front of a guard. So there's just these little intangibles and subtle cues that I think we're going to pick up on, and that will become that kind of Miami Heat defense that we want to be consistently? First of all, I don't mind answering, and it's not a bad question. I think that it is. I'll just speak for personal experience. It is a weird feeling. I'm going to miss my wife and I's anniversary on August 2nd. You know, and I love my wife dearly. I'm used to spending quite a bit of time with her, and you know, it's the first time that we've been apart like this. Once we get into 2, 3, 4 weeks since our entire relationship, so it's very different for me. Admittedly, I talk about embrace the suck and what it's going to be like. Being in this bubble and committing to the team and, doing whatever it takes to mentally lock in and be there every day. I've had to wake up, a couple mornings and really force myself to focus and understand the task at hand. It's not, there's something to be said about being able to deal with ambiguity and the randomness of what's going on around us, whether that be our testing times get changed or, again, our wives aren't here, whatever it may be. I've had to really focus and lock in. So it has been tough. And I don't know exactly how it's been for other guys, but I know that, UD and I had a quick conversation. It's like, man, I miss my wife. I'm like, you're telling me, it's almost like, I don't know. It's like a piece of you is missing, but you just have to do your best to lock in and do your job. And that's what I'm here to do. You know what, Clay? First of all, thanks for cutting up the clips and whatnot. The people really seem to love the content. But, when they call you the hammer, number one, number two, when you come from the sticks, and number three, I don't even know what the hell. People just can't hang, and that's just all there is to it. I said it in preseason when I arrived to Miami. Listen, it's just, there's, when someone asks you like, oh, what's your hidden talent? I got to say mine might be chugging beer. I mean, people just can't touch me, brother. It's not close. It just isn't. Shotguns, chugs, it doesn't matter. Get them out of here. It's too easy.